here we can see multiple bus organization with the help of an example, like add R1 comma R2 comma R3. So here we know the different components that is inside the multiple bus organization. Three buses are there. Inputs will be taken from bus A and B, and some inputs will be placed on the bus C. So how, with the current theory knowledge, we can just try how you will be able to write the instruction for write the sequence of control signals for add R1 comma R2 comma R3. So first is like you will be getting the instruction or fetching the instruction from the memory. So in order to fetch the instruction from the memory, you need to place the address currently available in PC. That is, PC will be holding the address of next instruction to be executed. So PC out will be enabled. PC out signal will be enabled, and this out, where it need to be placed? It need to be placed in bus B, so that the address can be copied to MAR. Okay, so in order to load the first task performed is like you need to copy the PC value to MAR. You need to copy the PC value or transfer the data from PC to MAR. Okay, to MAR. So for that, PC out signal will be enabled, and MAR in signal will be enabled. Together with that, in order to transfer from PC out to MAR in, you need to enable R equal to B control signal. Okay, R equal to B control signal also will be enabled, so that it means that it is a control signal initiated in order to transfer from bus B to bus C via this ALU without performing any operation on the data that is taken from bus B. Okay, so currently the address will be available in bus C, and from bus C, since MAR in signal is enabled, it will be copied to MAR register, and then it initiates a read control signal. Okay, so once read is initiated, PC can be updated with the new address, that is incremented by 4. So here, as we have said, we are having an incrementer unit. Making use of that incrementer unit, it generates a signal INC PC, which helps in updating the PC value to the next instruction address. So this is the first step in which control signals are generated. The second step is like, after incrementing the PC value, since read operation is initiated, the PC will be waiting for the MFC function to complete. Memory function complete signal. It waits for memory function to complete. So that is the second one. Once memory initiates the signal, like memory function is completed, now the data is available in the memory bus, which need to be taken inside the MDR. So for that, which signal will be enabled? MDR in E can be enabled, and after that, MDR will be having the instruction which need to be copied to instruction register. So in order to copy to instruction register, which bus we need to make use of? We need to make use of bus B, so that first from MDR, data will be transferred to bus B, and from bus B via this ALU, it will be transferred to bus C, and then from bus C, the IR will be taking the instruction. Okay, so this is based on the architecture. So in order to perform this much task, what happens first? MDR, from MDR to bus B, which means that MDR out B. Okay, so here MDR output in MDR output can be given to bus B or bus A. So here bus B is chosen, so that's why it is given as out B. In case of PC, why you written only PC out? Because from PC the value will be placed only on bus B. It is not placed on bus A. That's why it is given as PC out alone. Okay, so MDR out B is given because in order to differentiate between the two buses A and B, from the MDR data need to be placed on bus B, and then what it does, from MDR it will be passing via this ALU without any modification. It need to be placed on bus C. So in order to perform that, we need to initiate the signal R equal to B. Data from bus B will be taken, and from bus B without any operation it will be available in bus C, and the instruction register, what it does, it will be taking the value from bus C. So instruction register, it will be input is taken only from bus C, so it is enough enough to write like IR in, which means it is taking the value from bus C. Then the last instruction will be like, now the executable instruction, it is available in instruction register. Then what happens, instruction decoder, it decodes the instruction, identifies that there is an operation performed add, and then two operands is there, and result will be placed on R3 register. Okay, so this is the operation performed. Then what you need to do, you need to take the register values R1 and place it in which register? You can place it in bus A. Okay, place it in bus A. Then R2 register, again R2 register value also you can place it in bus B. So for that, out B signal will be enabled, and then select, using the multiplexer you need to select either the constant value 4 or the value taken from bus A. So here R1 register, from the register file, one operand is placed on A bus and the other operand is placed in B bus. So using the multiplexer, it need to select the bus from value from bus A. That's why here we are selecting select A. Need to initiate the signal like a select A, then perform the add operation, and finally what you need to do, you need to store the result to where R3. So for that you need to initiate R3 in signal. R3 in signal. So here R3 belongs to this register file, and in order to store the value to R3, it will be taking the value from C alone. After performing the addition of values taken from R1 and R2, the result will be currently available in the ALU block, and from that ALU, result can be placed on C, and from that C, R3 will be taking the final value. So this is how the sequence of control signals will be generated.